Becky. Welcome back to my channel. About a month or so ago, I did an Amazon favorites, kind of lifestyle favorites video, and you guys really seem to love that. I got a lot of good response from that video, and since I shop on Amazon all the time, there are always more things that I can share with you guys that you can get from Amazon. So that is what I'm going to be sharing with you guys today. So this is my Amazon lifestyle favorites part 2. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to share with you guys is something new that I recently discovered, but is pretty much life-changing when it comes to owning a home. We have 8-foot ceilings in most areas of our house, but we do also have a landing on our stairs. It's probably, I don't know, 20 feet tall. And in here in our bedroom, we have a vaulted ceiling. So over there it's 8 feet, but over there it's like, I don't know, 20 feet or something crazy. So it's really hard to find a ladder. We don't even have a ladder that's tall enough to reach certain parts of our house. So whenever we have our landing painted, we would have to have it painted. We never cleaned the window and the landing because it was just too hard to reach. It's really hard to change light bulbs in certain areas and things like that. So I was really excited to find this 10.5-foot telescoping ladder on Amazon. It is from the Lion Ladder brand, and it's pretty awesome because when you're not using it, because it is telescoping, it folds down really small and compact to almost the size, if not smaller than a standard size footstool that you might have in your house, like a little step ladder you might use, in the kitchen. It folds down really, really small, but then can extend up to 10.5 feet. So it is perfect for reaching all of those really tall areas of your house, painting, cutting in, changing light bulbs, cleaning windows. But if you don't have room for a 10.5-foot ladder, it will compact down to a really small size so that you can store it easily in your garage or your laundry room or a closet or somewhere like that. So it's just amazing. I didn't even know anything like this actually existed. So I was really excited to find it because we have always struggled to find a ladder or borrow a ladder and a truck to get that ladder to our house to be able to reach certain parts of our house. The Lion Ladder 10.5-foot telescoping ladder is made with aerospace aluminum alloy and has a lifetime warranty. It has 10 steps with separate locking bottoms on rungs 2 and 9 so they can be adjusted to the appropriate height for all of your different needs. Repairing ceiling lights, ceiling fans, hanging picture frames, painting walls, all different types of things you can do now with this ladder and its versatility. It also includes newly upgraded slow down feature to keep your fingers from getting pinched. So you guys let me know in the comments, did you know that ladders like this existed? Because I certainly didn't. But I think it really is a game changer, and it's going to be something that we're going to be able to use in all different ways in our house and still be able to put it in a small area in our garage when we want to be able to store it. It actually takes up less room in our garage than our standard size ladder does. So that's definitely a plus. We can get rid of that other ladder and keep this one and be able to use it for all different uses. So I actually have a 10% off coupon code for you guys that is good through April 6th. So make sure if you're interested in purchasing the 10.5-foot telescoping ladder that you check the description box for that coupon code and you go ahead and purchase it so you can get that 10% off. Think about Father's Day gifts, birthday gifts, just any old reason you need a ladder, but it would make a good gift, I think, for the man in your life as well. So definitely check out the link for the ladder and the coupon code in the description box. Okay, and my next favorite is something that I shared with you guys about, I don't know, 2 or 3 months ago. I talked about some healthy swaps that I was making in the kitchen, and I talked about changing all of our cookware over from non-stick coated, Teflon coated cookware over to stainless steel. I was really scared about that because I've heard that stainless steel is really hard to cook with, it's really hard to clean up, and really for the most part I have not had any trouble with this particular set. Now I got this one because it does have a rubberized handle. Some of the cheaper stainless steel ones didn't have a coated handle, which that makes it really nice. This is a sturdy pan. It's not a flimsy pan. I had originally bought a set from Walmart that was cheaper and came with more pans, but it didn't have a rubberized handle and it just felt really flimsy. So I took that one back, ended up keeping this one. This is the Cook & Home 10-piece stainless cookware set with encapsulated bottom, and I haven't really had any issues at all. I did go and buy one non-stick skillet for pancakes and things like that, and even that one's supposed to be a healthy version of a non-stick. I'm not so sure about that. We don't use it too terribly often, because other than pancakes, for the most part, everything else I can use in my stainless steel skillet or my stainless steel pans and pots and all that stuff. Haven't had any trouble at all. So I definitely recommend getting some stainless steel cookware. Get rid of that coated stuff that you've got in your kitchen that's chipping off, that's releasing chemicals into your food, and really just focus on cooking in stainless steel cookware. It's much better for you, and It really isn't as intimidating of a switch as you may think it might be. And speaking of that, after I switched over all of our cookware, it was really time to switch over all of our utensils. This is my stainless steel spaghetti spoon. I really feel like this was my gateway utensil. Like, this is the utensil that made me realize I needed to get all of my utensils now into stainless steel. So this one, of course, came from Amazon. It was a little harder to find the stainless steel spaghetti spoon than I thought it would be. It's pretty easy to find just regular spoons. So this one I had to work a little harder to find. So pretty much now all of my cooking utensils are stainless steel or bamboo, and that has been working out really well. And this particular spoon I like as far as spaghetti spoons go, because a lot of the ones that I did find were really flimsy. And you know, when you've got a big thing of spaghetti or pasta, it can get kind of heavy, and this one felt really solid. Oh, this is the Or Blue brand. I didn't even see that. So I'll link all this stuff below. Love this spoon. I highly recommend getting this one. Get a couple slotted stainless steel spoons, a couple that are just like the plain ones, and then get a ladle and maybe a couple bamboo things, and you are all set. You can get rid of all of your plastic stuff. Oh, and a spatula too. But you can get rid of all of your plastic utensils that are probably old, they're leaching BPA into your food, all these different things, and really switch to your bamboo and your stainless steel. So I really love this one. Okay, sticking in the kitchen, I think this is the last kitchen item I have, and you guys would have seen this a long time ago, it seems like now, in a haul that I did. I was researching about water filtration and home water filtration. We don't buy bottled water. We haven't bought bottled water for years. But I was really trying to find something better than a Brita pitcher, because I've used the Brita water filtration pitcher for years. But I just really had heard that they don't filter as much as you think they do, and I had been doing some research, and Zero Water kept coming up as the best affordable water filtration system. I know there's like big systems you can get put into your house, and that's something I'll get to at some point maybe later on. So for the meantime, I wanted to find something that filtered out more than Brita does, and Zero Water was like the top recommended in pretty much everything that I looked at. It is the they have a 5-stage filtration system. The filters are like seriously intense. It's the only filter certified to reduce both lead and chromium, hydrogen sulfide. So I don't know, it's just supposed to filter out more. And the funny thing is, it comes with this little meter, if I can find a picture of that. I call it my water pregnancy test, because it looks like a pregnancy test that you actually put in your water. Oh, here's the system, sorry, let me go back. Okay, so 5-stage filtration. The first stage removes suspended solids such as dust and rust. The second stage is distribution for even flow. The third stage removes organic contaminants and stops bacteria. The fourth stage removes inorganic compounds, and the fifth stage removes remaining suspended solids. Okay, so that's the filtration system. Now, back to the pregnancy test. It comes with this little stick that you can put in your tap water, in the water that you've run through your current filter system, whatever you may use, like I used Brita. The water quality meter, that sounds so much nicer than the water pregnancy test, it measures the dissolved solids in your tap water, and it will help you to verify that your drinking water is free of virtually all dissolved solids. And it tells you to replace the filter of your pitcher when your meter reads 006. I had heard a couple people comment that the filters were running out really quickly, and they were having to replace the filters a lot more with the Zero Water, and we haven't found that to happen. I was a little concerned about that because those filters are kind of pricey. Not that the Brita ones are cheap, because they're not really cheap either, but I had heard the Zero Water ones were pricey, and people were complaining and saying that they were running out too fast and they were having to replace the filter too often. That could have something to do with, first of all, how much water they drink in a day, but then also where they live, because based on where you live, your water quality is better or worse than other places in the country. Here in Kentucky, it actually wasn't too bad. And the funny thing that happened was, right when we got the filter, my husband likes to play with new gadgets and things, so he gets out the little water pregnancy test, and he compared the water that had come through our Brita pitcher to our tap water, and actually the water that came through my Brita pitcher had more dissolved solids in it than the water that came from the tap. So all of these years we were drinking the Brita water thinking it's better than tap water, and it actually had more contaminants in the Brita pitcher water than the tap water. So that was pretty shocking and eye-opening. But the funny thing is, when you compare tap water to this water that has gone through the Zero Water pitcher, our tap water reads about 80-85 total dissolved solids, and the water that has gone through the Zero pitcher has 0, and it has been on 0 since we started this about 2 months ago. So I'm totally impressed. I'm totally sold. I mean, you can do your own testing and kind of have your own little science experiment at home and see like what your tap water quality is. If you have some type of filtration system, you know, what does that meter read? What does that meter reading tell you? And then maybe try it against the zero water. But for now, I am sold, and we are really loving it. I don't notice any difference in the taste of the water. Some people said it had a different taste. I haven't noticed that at all. But even if it did, I think a lot of water does have a different taste. If you get a Highbridge spring water, or you get a Zephyr Hills water, or you get a Dasani water, they all kind of have a different taste to them. So even if it had a little bit of a different taste, you would get used to it. And this one I picked because it is the 30 cup dispenser. It's the biggest one they have. We drink a lot of water around here, so I wanted to make sure that I wasn't having to refill it like crazy. So we usually do have to refill this every other day, but it's not a huge deal. It just lives in the refrigerator. It's got this little spout down here, so we don't have to take it in and out of the refrigerator to get water. We just open up the fridge, push the button, and dispense that way. So I know this is a really long topic, a really long water filter, but I feel like there's a lot of information about this one in particular and kind of the backstory that led me to this point, and we are really loving it. So I really recommend you guys, if you are worried about your water quality, if you want to stop buying bottled water but you don't know what filtration system to get, I would highly recommend looking into the zero water filtration system. It's not terribly expensive. The filters aren't too bad. They really aren't, especially if they're going to last you, you know, quite a while like ours has so far. So definitely check into a zero water filter. So that is all of the home stuff. Now the next thing I have is a homeschool related item. It's very dirty because we've been using it, but it is basically just a small marker board. If you guys have seen my homeschool room tour, we do have a kind of medium-sized marker board on the wall, but when I'm working with my youngest daughter who's in 3rd grade, a lot of times it's annoying to have to get up and go, because my desk is kind of on the other side and the marker board's on the other side of the room. It's not a long walk, but you know, a couple times I'll have to like get up and write something and then go back and sit down, and then get up and write something and go back and sit down, because the whole lesson doesn't usually involve just standing there at the marker board. So it's been really nice to have this because I can just use this at my desk just to kind of write out whatever little thing I need to write. She's also been using it when she's doing her teaching textbooks as her scratch paper. So instead of wasting tons of pieces of paper to work out problems, she's been using this. Plus they love to draw on it. So it's just been something I'm like, duh, why did I not have this sooner? I didn't think I needed it. I didn't think it would be useful, but it has been really useful for us. I believe this one is 11 by 14. That look about right, I think, for that one. So highly recommend if you homeschool or your kids are doing homework and they need to use like tons of scrap paper to work out problems on, or if they just like to draw. It's just a really great thing to have around, and I'm loving it. The next thing I'm going to show you is kind of big. This is my yoga mat, and I don't do yoga. I don't like yoga. I don't like bending over, and yoga is like bending over for extended periods of time. So I don't really like that. But something I've done in my life recently, and this is a 1/2-inch yoga mat, by the way, and it's rolled up because it's huge. It's really, really long. I will link it, the one that I found, because it was very, very affordable. It was very long and it was very thick, which is what I wanted. So I've been making some changes to my routine, my fitness routine, and what I've been starting to do with exercise on the mornings that I know I'm going to have a really hard time getting my workout afternoon in, which is when I typically work out. I got to the point where I was finding myself skipping workouts because things got too busy, or the girls had appointments, or we had to go somewhere. And by the time I got back, everybody was hungry. And then once I make dinner, I have to wait for my food to settle. Well, then by the time my food settles, it's too close to bedtime for me to get to do exercise. So those mornings that we have a really busy day, I've been getting up in the morning and I've been working out in my office/homeschool room, which has a hard floor. I don't work out in the living room because I feel like it's too loud, and clanking of weights and different things is going to wake people up. And so I go ahead and take it to my office, which is much farther away from the bedrooms. I can close those doors, I can use my yoga mat, and I can do all my exercises, on my knees or on my back or anything like that without having to, be in pain because the floor is hard. It's just a simple thing that I've been doing to change my workout routine, and this is a simple thing that I've been adding to really help me to get that done and to make working out on a hard surface even easier. So if you're working out on a hard surface, or if you have maybe really thin carpets and you just need some extra protection for your back or your elbows or your knees, really look into getting a yoga mat. It's a really good investment, and I think it's something that is going to serve me well for a very long time, and it probably would you as well. So I'll link that one in the description box for you guys. There's all different thicknesses you can get, But I would definitely recommend if you're working on a hard surface, don't get anything less than 1/2 inch. I feel like, not for jumping around. You're not gonna want this for like jumping around too much. But if you're standing or sitting or laying down in one spot or you're doing yoga, this is a great option to have, and I really have been enjoying it. Okay, the next thing I have to tell you about, I don't have to show you because it is mounted to the front of my house. But for Christmas this past year, I got my husband a Ring Pro for one of his Christmas gifts. If you don't know what a Ring is, it's basically a doorbell that records the front of your house or your back door, wherever you install it. There's a little camera inside of it, and people can still ring it like a regular doorbell, and it'll ring into your house, but it also records whatever's going on outside your house. So this has been really valuable for us. Not that we've had any issues so far, but it's just really nice security to know, who's walking back and forth, what's going on around your house at nighttime while you're sleeping. And you can even answer the door when you're not home. You can talk to whoever's ringing the doorbell from your phone, from the Ring app, even without being home. So they don't necessarily know that you're not there. But you can talk to them and say, who are you? What do you want? Just leave the package there, or whatever you need to say. They can hear you from the doorbell, so they're not going to know that you're not home. So if you see somebody suspicious kind of walking around and you want to say something to them, or you want to tell the UPS man something, you can do that, and they're not going to necessarily know that you're there or you're not there. So that's a really good safety feature. Plus, for us, it's really fun because whenever we come home and the girls go to get the mail or whatever, it's just really funny, all the stuff that they do, that I can actually save those videos to my phone to look at later, like if Loki's out there and does something funny. And let me tell you a little story. We actually had the Ring, like the cheaper version, over the summer last year. We ended up taking that one back to get the Ring Pro because it has more features. But we were on vacation. We had a guy that was supposed to be coming to let Loki out and feed him and play with him a couple times a day. So he'd been there like the night before around 10:30, 11 o'clock for like Loki's last potty break and kind of play with him and all that stuff, which is fine, whatever. Actually, it was more around 10 or 10:30, I think. So we're at Disney World thinking everything is fine, and this guy that was taking care of Loki was the same guy that had taken care of Loki a couple years in a row. So, we trusted him. We knew that he took good care of Loki, we thought. So we get up the next morning, we got ready. We were, I think we were at the park already. Yeah, we were at Animal Kingdom. I told my husband, I was like, have you seen the Ring go off this morning? Because it will notify you on your phone when somebody's at your door or going in and out, in front of your house. And he was like, no. And so we looked back to the footage. Nobody had been there. And it was really, really late morning, very kind of early afternoon time. So it was definitely time Loki should have already gone out for the morning. He should have already had his breakfast. So we're looking through the footage and it's not there. And so my husband texts this guy and he's like, hey, how was Loki this morning? And he's like, oh, he was fine. I'll go back around noon to let him out again or whatever. He had not been there. So he did that, and then he lied to us about it. So we're at Animal Kingdom, and I'm like running around trying to find somebody all those miles away that could take care of Loki, arrange how to get them a key to my house, all of that stuff. Thank goodness we had the Ring, because who knows how many more times he would have done that. And I feel really bad because, we thought that he was doing a good job, and we thought that he was trustworthy. Obviously he wasn't. And so thank goodness we had the Ring, because if I hadn't had the Ring, we wouldn't have known that. So that's just another silly benefit of having something like this. You know who's at your house. You know who's not at your house when they're supposed to be. You know who's coming and going and all that stuff. So I really highly recommend a Ring Pro. It is a little bit of an investment. It's not too expensive. I think it's around $250-ish. And then we pay $30 a year to be able to save the video footage, because I think if you don't do that, you don't get to save the footage, and we want to be able to save it because you never know what you're going to need it for. So that's not really that much money. We did actually get a little tiny bit of a homeowner's insurance discount because they considered it a form of a home security system. Now you'd have to check with your homeowner's insurance to see if yours would count it as that. But I told my insurance agent, he sent it to the underwriters, and they did give us a little bit of a discount towards our insurance for having that. So I really highly recommend it, and it's just one of those things that it's going to give you some peace of mind that you need when it comes to protecting your home and your family. That was a really long story about that too. I'm sorry. I'm going to try to talk faster for the rest of it. I think I already talked fast. But two more things that I've been loving. I was talking about my routine with fitness, and now this is also part of my daily routine. I had finished the devotional that I was doing, which was A Little God Time for Mothers. I had talked about that one to you guys before. I was trying to find a new devotional. I have Pressing Pause by this author. I use that in the morning. This is the one that I read at night. It is the Better Mom Devotional, Shaping Our Hearts as We Shape Our Home. So this one is, I believe, only 100 devotions. So it's not going to last me the entire year. I don't know if it says 100. Yeah, 100 devotions. So it's not going to last me the entire year. I'm already almost halfway through it. I just love this book though. I think it's a really great one. And you know, sometimes you read devotionals and you're like, that's just not for me. It's too long or it's too wordy or whatever. I feel like that these are the perfect length, especially for bedtime. You don't want to get like too worked up in some kind of big crazy devotional, but you want a little bit of time with God before you go to bed. I feel like this is a great option. It's something that I've loved adding to my nighttime routine. So I highly recommend that one. And I still recommend A Little God Time for Mothers. That's a great one. And the last thing that is an Amazon favorite, you can get it other places too, is the Derma E Firming I can't talk. The Derma E Firming DMAE Moisturizer. I have talked about this before. I really love the Derma E brand. I love a lot of their products, but this one is my favorite. This is the one that I've used the longest. It has no parabens, phthalates, formaldehyde, petroleum, mineral oils, sulfates, no artificial fragrances, and no artificial colors. It's soy-free, gluten-free, vegan, and cruelty-free. It says, this nutrient-rich moisturizer is clinically proven to improve the appearance of skin's firmness and elasticity. Replenishing DMAE helps skin to appear visibly smoother and lifted. Antioxidant-rich alpha-lipoic acid and vitamin C ester nourish for a more revitalized look. So here's the backstory of this. I used this for years. I loved it for years. I ran out of it, and being, you know, just silly, thinking, well, I'll try something different. Why? Because if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I did that. I don't know. But I got a different neck cream that was a tiny bit less expensive. This is not terribly expensive. It's usually between $15 and $22, depending on where you get it. But I was like, oh, I'll just grab this one at the store, and I'm sure it's going to be the same because I don't have a terribly old neck. Well, let me tell you, I noticed a huge difference in the couple weeks that I was using that other neck cream. I noticed a huge difference in the firmness and the smoothness of my neck using that other cream versus using this. And as soon as I went back to using this, I feel like it got better. It's not perfect. There's still things about my neck I don't like that maybe you can't see on camera, but I feel like it makes a huge difference, and I feel like switching to something else was just dumb. So I went back to this. I actually got 2 boxes of these, so I'm stocked up because I don't want to be without it again. So I highly recommend if you're looking for a neck cream, or I say neck cream. I got this initially as a neck cream. Now I'm using it on my whole face. But one reason I did initially buy it as a neck cream was because it's supposed to be firming and lifting, and at the time I was noticing some sagging on my neck. But like I said, now I do use this on my whole face. You can certainly use it on your face and your neck, or just your neck, or however you want to use it. I feel like it's a great product. It is a much healthier version of anti-aging lotion moisturizer than a lot of the stuff you're going to find out there in the drugstore. And it is a really great price point. So definitely check it out, even if you think, well, my neck's not old, or I'm too young to need, you know, anti-aging this or that. Not really. I mean, you're never really too early to start preventing aging, so that way you don't have as many things you're trying to get rid of, like wrinkles and sagging. You know, you're not trying to get rid of that. You're focusing on, at this point, preventing that. So no matter what age you are, I feel like you can always benefit from a really good neck cream, a really good facial moisturizer, of course sunscreen, and an eye cream. That's really, really important. Those are all of my Amazon lifestyle favorites that I have been loving for years. Some of these things are newer, but I'm still loving them. And I wanted to share them with you guys. I know this video has been kind of wordy, but I feel like some of these things are a little bit elaborate, like the ring and the zero water filter. I think they're just kind of things you want to hear a little bit more about. They're a little bit more of a research type product. You kind of have to do your research about. So I hope it was helpful, and kind of I did a good job explaining to you why we chose these things and how they're benefiting us and how they can benefit you. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. I'll do my best to answer them, and I'll have links for everything. I will also have the link and coupon code for the Lion Ladder telescoping ladder in the description box for you. If you want to get 10% off, you can use that. You can use that before April 6th. So definitely make sure that you take advantage of that, because that is coming really soon. And let me know in the comments, what are some favorite products that you have gotten from Amazon? I love Amazon. We have our Amazon Prime membership that I really love using. We love Prime TV and watching movies on there. So definitely make sure that you let me know what you have loved getting from, some products that you love that you found on Amazon. And speaking of Amazon Prime, if you don't have an Amazon Prime membership, I do have a link for you guys in the description box where you can try Amazon Prime for free for 30 days. It's so much more than just 2-day shipping. That is a huge benefit, but it's the TV options. You've got music, you know, you've got all these other added benefits of having Amazon Prime. on top of the 2-day shipping that really make that cost that you pay per year worth it, in my opinion. And if you didn't know this already, you can actually share your Amazon Prime membership with somebody else. So me, my household, and my mom and dad, we share Amazon Prime. So when our yearly fee comes up, we just split that right down the middle, and we both get to take advantage of all of the 2-day shipping options. We get to take advantage of Amazon TV and the movies and the music and everything that's available to Prime members. So definitely look into that. If Amazon Prime is somewhat of an expense that you can't afford for you, look into who else you may be able to go in on and share Amazon Prime with. And if you want to try out 2-day shipping and all the movies that are available on Amazon Prime, then definitely take advantage of that free 30-day trial link I have for you in the description box. That's kind of how we got hooked on it. From a free trial, we realized how convenient it was, and especially now that we've gotten rid of our satellite, we don't have DirecTV anymore. We use Netflix, we use Amazon Prime, and we do have right now a membership to PlayStation Vue, which is a streaming service. But all of those 3 things combined are still cheaper than we were paying for satellite service with DirecTV. And so it's a great option. I know a lot of people are taking that route of getting some type of streaming service and Netflix, or a streaming service and Amazon Prime. There's a lot of TV shows, a lot of movies on there. So take advantage of that free trial if you're interested. I will have it linked for you. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe if you're not already. Don't forget to hit that little notification bell so you'll be notified every single week when I upload new videos, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.